Hello everybody and welcome to Center Rope TV. My name's Kurt and I wanted to review for you today the book. I wanted to make sure I had it not upside down. Ron Paul, The Revolution Manifesto. And this is just it's a great book, and I'm not just because I'm a huge Ron Paul fan, but because it is a great book. I want to read to you something that actually caught my attention right away, and I didn't actually know this, that we have troops in, and Ron Paul says this is not a misprint, 130 countries around the world. So not only is it really well written, it's educational. My favorite line, and I've started putting this in quotes and emails that I send around, is truth is treason in an empire of lies. Because you have to admit, we're not being told the truth. Everyone's lying to us everywhere we look. But I want to read to you some of the great quotes. And despite their philosophical differences in some areas, these folks typically found, to their surprise, that they rather liked each other. Speaking of us Ron Paul supporters, and we would come across, you go to a Ron Paul rally, you're going to find Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, libertarians, anarchists. You're going to find just about everybody you can think of at a Ron Paul event. And what he was saying was, it was interesting how he found that we all found that we liked each other. You know, that's true. We're so conditioned in our society and everything that we do to be against the other guy. And it's what's called, is if you want to do a really good search for some educational videos, search for the left-right paradigm. You'll find some really great videos talking about that. It's just how they've really turned us against each other instead of against them. And they're doing whatever they want as a result. So why wouldn't we expect people to try to take revenge for these policies? I've never received an answer to the simple and obvious questions. What he's talking about in that instance is the policies that we have throughout the world. Another word for it would be a hegemony, U.S. hegemony, to really enforce our will and our ideas and say, you're going to do it this way because we said so. Well, some people don't agree with us, and they're going to fight us because of that. And when we install our own puppet regimes in these governments throughout the world, they're going to fight back. And surprise, surprise, they are. Here's an interesting statistic about money and what it costs us to maintain the empire that we're building. It isn't just the Iraq war that burst the budget. It's our overseas military presence as a whole. We have reached a point at which it now costs $1 trillion per year to maintain. $1 trillion. Putting into perspective, $1 billion is 1,000 million. A trillion is 1,000 billion. And that's a lot of money. The proposed Pentagon budget alone was $623 billion for 2008. What's remarkable about this year's military budget, wrote one military analyst, is that it's the largest budget since World War II. But of course, we're not fighting World War II. The Iraq War was about to begin, and Ron Paul proposed that Congress say, we're going to declare war or we're not going to declare war. Do one or the other. And he was told by the chairman of the International Relations Committee, responded by saying, there are things in the Constitution that have been overtaken by events, by time. Declaration of war is one of them. There are things no longer relevant to a modern society. We are saying to the president, use your judgment. What you have proposed is inappropriate, anachronistic, isn't done anymore. Oh, that pesky Constitution. Well, you can't just go by that because there's all these crazy terrorists everywhere. They're looking around every corner. They're bad guys, and we gotta get rid of that Constitution temporarily. Okay, so here's what it comes down to. This is one of the best books I have read in over 2 years. And what I really like about this book is that this is the perfect book to give somebody, not because you want to engage them with the ideas of Ron Paul, but because you want to engage them with the ideas of limited government, the Constitution, freedom, liberty. And a lot of these things have just been thrown under the bus lately by our fearless Republican leader, George Bush, you know, because of those outlandish conspiracy theories. But what I really want to get across is if you can get somebody to look past the idea that, I don't like that Ron Paul guy, and read the words that are in here, more than just waking them up to Ron Paul as a candidate, I think what you'll be doing is waking them up to the freedoms that we are losing every day in this country. So right now the book is somewhere on the top 10 list in on the New York Times bestseller list, and the funny thing is, it's sold out. It's sold out. They can't even get it. Most places are getting little trickling in piles of books, but nothing in the event where they might want to. You can go to Mises.org, MISES.org, I believe. You can also check Amazon. They're getting some in here and there. It's #1 on Amazon last time I checked. It's a great book. If you can't buy it, borrow it, and definitely get it. Now finally, I wanted to talk to you about one thing that I think is very important to me. You've seen some of my more satirical, comical videos, and I'm trying to poke fun at the situation in our country right now, and try and add a little humor into the fact that I'm going to go insane if I don't start seeing people get up and do anything right now. These videos are fun. I enjoy making them. But if they don't spur you to action beyond blogs and emails, then I'm just wasting my time. I want to make a difference. I want to impact the country and impact the world for good. What it comes down to is that you're going to have to get out from in front of that screen that you're in front of right now. And you're going to have to go outside. And you're going to have to stand on street corners with a sign. And you're going to have to make videos and express your opinion and get it out there that you're dissatisfied with the course that this country is taking. Find a reason why you care enough to get up off your butt and go do something. There's a march coming up in DC, July 12th. There's several other events throughout the country happening all the time. And if you're afraid of actually getting out there and doing anything now, well, you're going to be a whole lot more afraid when they're knocking on your door for some reason. People ask me all the time, well, aren't you afraid that you'll be on a list? And I respond like this: I can guarantee you that I'm on a list, or multiple lists of some kind somewhere within government, because of me having the gall and the nerve to express my views. But you know what? I've drawn a line in the sand, and I've said this is where I will make my stand. I'm not going to keep backing up until my back is against the wall. This is a free country. Now, we have two governments in this country. We have the government of the government, the one that we are currently being ruled under by force and oppression, and we have the government of the Constitution, of the people. And so we have these two governments warring against each other. One is legal and one is not. The one that is legal is the constitutional version. The one that is not is the one that we're currently being ruled under as serfs and servants and peasants. So there's one other thing I wanted to mention. I want you to do a little research for your own benefit. Please, 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 please. You've noticed gas prices going up. You've noticed food prices going up. And they keep talking about inflation, and they say it's not really that bad. The Consumer Price Index says that inflation is okay. Okay. Do some research, because the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, does not even include food and gas. So the two things that are making everything else unaffordable aren't even included in there. The two things that are the measure of inflation are not included in there. So you know something's not right with our money. Yet nothing changes. We keep hearing, buy more stock, buy more bonds, save, save, save. Okay, slave.